Welcome to Greg Hansen's Video Notebook, brought to you by Domino's Pizza. I'm Star Sports Editor Ryan Finley here with Greg Hansen. Greg, today we are talking money. Over the last couple of days, Ann Weaver-Hart, the U of A's president, has come out against basically the current Pac-12 system of travel and wait and play late at night and play on Wednesdays and do all of that. And then today the Pac-12 released some more financial information. Fill us in on that.
The Pac-12 made $303 million in revenue in the last school year ending last June, which has got to be about $100 million more than it ever made in a year before, all because of the TV media rights. So that money is being spent. I mean, it's being spent right away. Today, the Pac-12 announced they're sending an all-star team to China. 14 players. They're not really all-stars. There's Bo Barnes from ASU, Jacob Hazard from Arizona, and but you know, the traveling party is going to be about 25 people. And it's going to go to China for 2 weeks, and they're going to train in San Francisco. The bill for that will be about $400,000. So they're just dripping money now.
Sure, and if you look at it, I mean, even a place like Oregon State can now afford to pay a lot of money for a basketball coach, even if that basketball coach comes from Montana.
Right. You know, and even Montana gets the money.
Yeah.
And Wayne Tinkle at Montana had this clause where he would play $80,000 in road guarantee games, like being a victim at Kansas or somewhere. And if he made more than $80,000 on those road guarantee games, he and his assistants could share that money.
How is that legal?
I
mean, could you imagine? It's the ultimate Sophie's choice. It's you can go somewhere and get killed, but your coaches get paid.
That's what they should be called, isn't it? Sophie's games.
But to have the record that he had doing what he had to do to make that money, that's pretty impressive.
Right. You know, Arizona plays Sophie's all December.
Oh, I know. Now, Greg, speaking of money, this week AT&T announced that it was going to buy DirectTV. That could open the floodgates to maybe get a deal done between the Pac-12 networks and DirectTV subscribers. If that's the case, what will that do for league revenue, and could we see, you know, an extra $50 or $100 million going forward?
I wouldn't be surprised at whatever amount it is, what you mentioned, that maybe that's what it could be. Why would these negotiations take so long? If it was a small amount of money, it would be done. Still going to take about a year for that deal to be done, I think.
Yeah.
But, I mean, Arizona's going to realize about $20 million in TV and media rights money this year, and it's only going to go up.
Wow. This is Greg Hansen's Video Notebook, brought to you by Domino's Pizza. Ryan Finley here with Greg Hansen. Greg, if you were the U of A and you realized an extra $20 million a year, how would you spend it?
I liked what President Hart said about ending the exploitation of the student athletes, but say they give them all $2,000 stipends a year, that's a pittance, really. How are they going to spend it? I noticed this week that UCLA now is going to spend $35 million more on a new basketball practice facility. Arizona's got a whole list of things it needs to upgrade. Track stadium, the softball stadium, stipend for students. So, you know, they still don't have enough money.
You know what I would do with it, Greg? I would pull the aluminum bleachers at Arizona Stadium, put in some dang seat backs, make it look like a stadium that was built after 1920. And yeah, so what, you cut down on capacity by 10, 15,000 seats? So what? Those people aren't coming anyway.
Talk to Greg Byrne. I mean, that's, once they start fixing Arizona Stadium, the infrastructure, how high is that going to go? $300 million?
Well, sure. And I mean, it's not as simple as replacing benches and putting in seats. You know, suddenly you're dealing with a 90-year-old facility that could crumble at any moment, or you have to really sort of work with the intricacies of that sort of historic landmark of a stadium.
One thing that is coming, I really think, will be naming rights to the football stadium. Boise State this week sold its name to Albertsons for its football stadium for $13 million. I mean, if Boise State can get $13 million, Arizona should probably get $25 million. And that's just a little bit of what they're going to need.
Sure. Raytheon Field?
Raytheon Field.
Estadio del Sol. Or how about this, in honor of our sponsor here, Domino's Park, Domino's Stadium. There we go. The Noid Field at Domino's Stadium. Done. For Greg Hansen, I'm Ryan Finley. This is Greg Hansen's Video Notebook, brought to you by Domino's Pizza. We'll see you next time.
At Domino's, we're slowing down to make our handmade pan pizza the right way, taking our time to hand press the fresh dough into the pan, adding 2 layers of cheese, and slowing our ovens down to get the crust golden and crispy. So try a Domino's handmade pan pizza with 2 toppings for just $7.99.